Welcome.
Bienvenidos, bienvenidas.
Willkommen.
Ahla wa sahla to breakfast together.
Günaydın. Hello.
Good morning, Kalimera, everyone.
What is it? Sabah al-khair.
How is everybody doing this beautiful Sunday morning?
Good, and maybe you already noticed Telemajo's voice is missing.
Oh
guess,
no!
Guess what? Guess why this is happening?
Guess what, guys? First time in a year,
Yeah.
we are not four. How
Yep.
come?
Yep,
Yeah. Telemachos is on a mission in Brazil.
he's on a mission, yes. But I can have like his picture here so he can be with us.
Exactly. We should definitely have dedication. Anyway, this episode is exactly for our lovely Telemachos, who is going to be back in the next episode. But today we're just three of us. But we are
He's in absentia.
He's here with us. Is here with us.
Exactly. Our thoughts and prayers are with Telemachos.
Yes.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. So, what are we gonna talk about today then?
I think we discussed about like making like a more like a light episode, something more fun, and like talk about fun facts about language that we speak. Because as you already know, of course, if you're new to the podcast, we just like bunch of friends talking about languages, and each of one of us speaks plenty of them. So we chose to talk about funny facts about languages.
What
And
can
we-
Polyglot talk about when they have a choice? Of course,
Exactly,
it's going to
exactly.
be languages.
I think people will think that we are just like, when you meet with other polyglots, the only thing that you talk about is languages. So it's like, like, hey, let me tell you like that in Greek, we don't have this verb and we have this verb conjugation. I don't know. Like it's might be like this thingy, but we don't talk about only languages. We talk about other stuff, but this episode will be something like that.
Exactly. So if you're into, I guess, I'm not sure because each of us prepared kind of a separate thing about languages. But if you are into languages, if you're as passionate as we are, then this episode is definitely for you because you may find out something new or, about the language you already speak or the language you are about to learn or in general, you will just enjoy the info you will hear today. Anyway, so yeah.
So before we're talking, and Asia mentioned that she has some funny, interesting facts about Turkish language, which is, I think, apparently she feels more Turkish than.
She's the only Turkish expert on the team.
Yes, true.
Yeah, I'm actually quite honored. I mean, no, I live in here now, and I
Yeah.
do absolutely like this language. Love, I would even say, because it's the one that I've been exposed to, I guess, the most, and the one that I acquired in the most sort of natural way. And yes, without further ado, I did prepare a couple of things. A lot of them are just quite basic, but still. So one of the favorite at first for me it was absolutely crazy because if you learned language as Turkish is or you are about to, then you will very quickly find out that Turkish is an agglutinative language, which means that we can add suffixes endlessly to verbs. And this is something that I haven't encountered before in any other languages that I speak, because I mainly am exposed to, Roman languages, Roman group of languages, or Slavic group of languages.
Yeah.
Now, what does it actually mean in practice? I'll tell you a story, a very short one, so that you understand. I had to, in the first 2 weeks of me being in Turkey, I had to scan some photos that I needed for the documents. And, I asked my friends at work in my language school, I said, how can I ask in case they don't speak English, which I already understood that maybe I will not be able to, easily get by with English
Yeah.
only. So I said, can you please, write down the sentence that means, can you scan these photos, right? So can you scan these photos? A very easy question for me. Now, in Turkish, that was a very interesting question because, yes, we do keep separately these photos because these are the nouns. It's a noun, right? Photographs.
Yeah.
So, since Turkish is the language where we use verb in the end, and as I said, endless suffixes, the question she wrote was bu fotoğrafları, so these photos, and I was like, oh, okay, great, bu fotoğrafları, not so bad because in Russian fotografia, photograph, kind of similar. And then she wrote something like taratabilir misiniz? And I was like, what? I mean, I know taratmak is to scan, but what happened there? So then what happened is that suffixes happened. And yeah, you just add the question, the tense, the who is doing, the who the question, the action is performed on, and so on. Any other detail, you just chuck it into the verb, and the verb extends and becomes something like this. So the question would be, the full question would be, bu fotoğrafları taratabilir misiniz? Yeah.
That's a long one. I think I already forgot the first piece.
Wow. Yeah, you
The whole
lost
one.
me at photograph.
Right.
If you want to challenge yourself more, I actually try to practice. If I screw it up, guys, then don't be surprised. But adding to this point about the suffixes in Turkish, you can add them so much that there are words in Turkish that consist of 70 or 53 words. Don't
Oh
I
my god.
didn't practice the one for 70, but I tried to practice for the one for 53, and that's how it sounds in Turkish.
Uh-huh.
Afyonkarahisarlılaştırabildiklerimizdenmişsınızcesine. How about this? That was one
Wow.
word.
Okay.
What? Сама такая.
Yeah, it actually means as if you are one of the people that we made to be originating from Afyonkarahisar, which is a
A
town
place.
in
Yeah,
You see,
Turkey.
town.
basically what I
Yeah.
said. No, I made a joke in Russian. It's like it sounds like she insulted me.
Yeah. Sorry, whenever somebody's behaving bad, I'm gonna be like,
Yeah, it
Afyonkarahisarlılaştırabildiklerimizdenmişsiniz.
sounds like a spell from a Harry Potter movie.
Yeah,
Like seriously.
exorcism. You never know what we perform here, but guys, yes, this is not
Yeah.
not bad.
Umbari
Um,
Leviosa.
yeah.
Interesting. Something that I know about the agglutinative languages is that some of the famous ones are the Korean and Japanese, I think.
That's why I am into Japanese at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
And there's some other Turkic languages. I would assume
yeah,
that they are like agglutinative ones, but I think Hungarian as well, and Hungarian, Estonian, and Finnish that in the same group
group.
of
Yeah,
languages.
Ugro-Finnish. Yeah.
Would say
Fun,
Ugro-Finnish, yeah.
fun fact, because I speak Sami, so Sami, which is in the same group as Finnish, is also an agglutinative language.
Oh, okay.
So it works exactly in the same way as Turkish, but the words are never like this long. But the Sami words can actually get quite long. And following up on that, because I have prepared some fun facts about the Sami, because there are, in general, not that many people that speak it. It's definitely not on this podcast. Because it's an indigenous language, I think not only because of that, but like in general, the languages have an abundance of words
Yeah.
reflecting on what the people that live in certain areas see. So what do the Sami people see? They see a lot of snow. It's funny because the Sami language has many, like at least I think 10, if not like 20 different words for snow. Also Inuit
Yeah. Inuit,
language
yes,
that is
Yeah.
yeah.
in
I think we
Canada.
mentioned that. We mentioned that in the one episode, I think, or I was talking with Telemachos about that. I'm not quite sure about that, but it's an
No, I
interesting
think
fact.
it. I think we didn't talk about this.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't remember, but anyway, so they have like, depending on the quality, if it's fresh snow, if it's snow that has been, and it's like, it's a myth because when you talk to people in everyday life, it's not like you really use those words, but they
Is it
also
for
have a
like
thing.
literature mostly? Like, let's say when you read something, that descriptions are being used.
The Sami literature is not so developed because a lot of indigenous languages are not, they don't have that. I mean, of course, there are books in Sami, but they got the official Northern Sami written language came in 1975. This is very, very late for a modern language. Not so much literature has been written prior to that, for obvious reasons. But they also have a lot of words for reindeer. It's like, a baby reindeer, the reindeer for sledging, the reindeer for, I don't know, clothes, the reindeer for meat, the reindeer for like a female, male, like all
That's
kinds,
interesting.
wild, domesticated, and those words are definitely used. The Sami that do work with reindeer husbandries, which are not so many, they use those words. I think like Sami is a super cool language.
Are these like
And
derivatives? For example, when we take the reindeer or snow, are the words derivatives or they are like completely newly formed words with a different root? You know what I mean?
they are completely different. For example, like thin ice is karta, light snowfall is washkat, like
Okay.
snowdrift is chiegat,
Okay,
just regular snow is morta. So
Mo-
you can
mor
hear that it's like
completely
Morta.
completely
something else.
completely
Yeah.
different.
Okay.
Yeah, but no, like Sami is a lot of fun. I have been enjoying learning it, but it's just challenging to maintain it.
Okay.
But what
Yeah.
about you, Dimi? Any fun facts?
So I think because I need to honor my language, so I will talk about Greek in this case. I think it's probably known that we influenced a lot of like science, a lot of our letters from the alphabet. Greek alphabet is used in like in science and in maths as well. But the interesting fact is that the word, like alphabet, you say like what is the Latin alphabet, what is the Russian alphabet, is from the Greek word alpha vita, so it's alphabetos. So it's coming from this word, and
Hmm.
yeah, I don't know if a lot of people know it, but I think I had different people talking about it and say like the alphabet is a Greek word because everybody I think more or less knows about
Alpha, beta, yeah,
alpha
makes
beta,
sense.
but they didn't know about that alphabet is a Greek word. And the other interesting fact that I was talking with a friend of mine, and I was trying to explain that there is like some words, I guess not only in Greek, but in other languages as well. But there is like three that I'm aware of Greek words that they don't exist nowhere else, and it's kind of difficult also to translate. One is like meraki,
Mm.
which I don't know if you're aware of, or maybe it's like also it's used in Turkish, not where
It's used in Serbian as well.
in Serbian.
Merak.
Okay, merak.
Mm.
Okay, so it's like
Yep.
it's something
Merak
that you.
meraklı.
Okay, yeah. So it's something that we're doing, like when you're doing something with your soul and creativity and
Mm-hmm.
love, that you're into it. And then the other one is philoxenia. I'm sure about that. That is not used anywhere because it's the root of the word is also like Greek, which is like it comes from the ancient times where like the Greeks when they were like receiving even like someone that they don't know, they were like showing the hospitality, so the love for the hospitality, which literally in Greek means philos, which is friend, and xenos is like stranger. So it's like the friend of the stranger. And the other one is kaimos, that probably is. I think I've heard that in Turkish, which is like a deep emotional pain or like longing that doesn't go away easily. Like when, for example, like something bad happened, it's like you say, I
Mhm.
have a kaimos. And another interesting fact that a lot of people get not surprised, but they say like you Greeks are weird, is that we use the semicolon, the sign, as the question mark, and we don't have question mark in Greek. I normally like write when I write
Ah,
Greek.
that's funny.
Yeah, when I write like Greek and I write like a language now. Pregunta,
A question.
a question. When I write like a question, I write like with the English question mark, but normally we use the semicolon for question marks. I think nowadays, normally in with
Interesting.
internet, like people are like involving and using the English question mark or the Latin question mark. But yeah, we have the semicolon, which is a bit
That's
weird.
super unique.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like
That's
some languages they use two, right? Like Spanish they use in the beginning and in
Yeah.
the end.
right. Yes.
Turkish they
And
use
Yes.
then
at the end.
reverse it like it's upside down
Exactly.
in the beginning, and then I
Yeah.
wow, it's
Exactly. And the same with the exclamation mark. But you do have
yeah.
exclamation mark in Greek, don't you?
Mhm. It's the same as all the exclamation marks. We
Okay.
don't we don't flip it as the Spanish
Yeah.
speaking people, but we have the same one. Yes.
You know, fun fact, another fun fact on this same topic, Arabic, like the modern Arabic, like it does have both question mark and exclamation mark and
Mhm.
like commas and dots, but it's not actually so common. So maybe if you have ever spoken to Arab people in any other language than Arabic, maybe you have noticed that they don't really use the question marks. Like a lot of them are just not used to it. It's kind of makes no point in Arabic because it's like kind of obvious that it's a question. And another thing is that they don't have capital letters. And like
In
at least in the
right.
Russian, which is my native language, like if you write a proper name, like someone's name with a low case letter, it's like kind of a little bit offensive.
Mm.
But like I've seen a lot of Arabs just write like Irana lowercase letter. I'm like, no, excuse me, like Irana capital letter. So Arabic has no capital letters.
Okay, that's interesting. That in German, if you speak German or not,
Right.
or you heard about that or you seen that, all the nouns are like capitalized, and it's funny because I when I start like in the beginning of learning German, I was like, "Is that a name?" Because you hear like maybe like something like Kammer or something like a word that might be a name. I thought it was okay, she's like referring about like to a name, but in the end it was like a noun. So it's yeah, if you don't know that, like all the German nouns are capitalized, and
That's very interesting. I
it's
didn't know
it,
this.
it's making it a bit like easy also to understand that
Yeah.
it's like a noun. But in the beginning, can be a bit tricky, I can say.
But it's like, for example, in Germany, exactly. I think it's easier because if you say I like reading, reading in this case is a noun. So then in German it will be like reading with the capital L,
Yes,
lesen.
exactly. Lesen, yeah.
In English, that would be I like the town because there is a reading, which is reading.
Right.
It's yeah, it's been written the same way with a capital. Then you would think somebody's talking about a place.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
And since we're talking about German, actually, another interesting. I'm in my mood of German right now. Like I'm specific. Like I'm more focused on learning, improving my German, my current German. So, something that I came across was one word that was like an interesting Kuma speck, which means like the grief bacon. I'm not sure if I pronounce it correct. So it means that it refers when you gain weight when you have like emotional, like you do emotional eating. And it's funny because German language is one of the languages I've never seen that before. They have a word for everything. You can just describe everything with one German word. I think there's like
wow.
a lot of them, and we can probably like go search and we can find a list of them. But it's they really literally have they can explain everything with a word, and I find this fascinating and beautiful.
But also the word that you were saying in Greek, the third one about the longing, like it sounds like it's similar to me as the German Sehnsucht. You know,
Yes. I don't know this word actually. Sehnsucht.
yeah,
I
you can look it up, and also our listeners can. So
Okay.
as this is exactly a proof that
So
German is a very practical language that just describes like anything. So Sehnsucht is a kind of longing or yearning, whatever how you pronounce it, but
okay.
but yeah. So it's I think it's like a kind of like romantic word, which is also sort of similar to the Portuguese saudade,
Saudade. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
right? Because saudade is saudade de Telemachos. Telemachos, cadê você?
Yes,
Cadê?
But I
exactly.
think actually saudade, and I'm not sure about the Sehnsucht. But I think kaimos is different. It's like when you have an emotional pain that doesn't go away. Like saudade, as I understand it, it's the Heimweh in German, that you're feeling sad, nostalgic about something that is far away. I think it's
Or
not normally
someone, yes.
or someone. Yes, okay. So I think it's normally like it describes like a it's a yeah again like a lodging, but it's for something or someone. Where in this case with Greek is like kaimos, like a general. It's more like a general that I have like a pain, like I have like an emotional pain that never doesn't go away. Like
But
normally
this is what we are feeling right now in the absence of
of
Telemachos.
Τηλέμαχος, yes, we have kaimos. Τηλέμαχε, μεγάλο καημό.
You see? Exactly. But yeah, this is like super interesting, and I feel it's so fascinating that we have so many different facts to share about completely different languages, and yet they have something in common. But I think that it's time for us to wrap up for today, and I hope you, dear listeners, enjoyed the fun facts that we have prepared for you.
Yep.
And we will see you in the next episode
Yep.
where we will continue the topic of books because as we would say in Russian, я еще не договорила.
Right. Let us know which language was interesting to you. Maybe which ones you want to hear about more. And yeah, see you next time. Have a nice Sunday.
Thank you. Have a great Sunday, everybody. Ciao, ciao.
Görüşürüz.
Bye bye.